Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk about today is one of those key resources. Why I'm called the Resourceful Coach is to get many things in place to make you a better golfer. And for me, the mental edge is so important. So we're going to look at these 50-yard shots, and we're going to draw on what I call experiencing your game and understanding how to develop your game from different experiences. I'm going to play 3 or 4 different shots around the green, but using my experience of knowing how to play those shots. And hopefully it'll give you an understanding of how to play them. You can go and practice them. But golf's a bit of a strange game. The way I look at it, it's like no other sport. We practice in a practice area that is nothing like the real game, and then expect to go out and adjust accordingly to the different shots in front of us. And we're going to show you today, from a basic shot, which is our first shot, to 2 or 3 other shots that are very different, how you react and how you develop the skills to get the results you want, but more importantly having that mental edge on your opponent. And I always think when you look at short game, because it's not a power side, it should be an area we can all be good at, and especially from sort of 50 yards in, it's an area you can develop and become good at. And if we can make you the equivalent of, say, a single figure golfer inside 50 yards, then even if you are a player maybe getting a little bit older, you're not generating as much distance, you may find then you can still play to a nice 12 to 15 handicap and really enjoy your game. So what are we talking about? Now, for me, experience is everything. We've got a sort of 40-yard pitch here, and we're going to use the idea of what I call see, hear, feel. And it's really important that you use your senses when you play golf, and you use those senses to remind you of previous experiences. If you're not using those things, you're basically going out into a round of golf and it's as if you're starting fresh every time. I go out and I've got millions of shots that I've played through my golfing life, over 45 years of playing this game, and I draw on those experiences. And the most important thing is to draw on those good experiences. So what do we mean by see, hear, feel? Well, firstly, arrive at the shot, look at what you've got. I've got a shot here around about 30 yards till I get to the green, and then it drops down a little ledge onto the green, and I've probably got a good 40 feet of green to play with. Okay, so straight away I want to draw on my previous experience of seeing that idea of shot and then understanding what to do. Okay, and that's the first thing. So before you pull the club out of your golf bag, you must have an idea what you're going to do, and those experiences will help you do that. So that's the first thing. I see the shot. The second thing then, from that experience, I then feel the shot. So what I do is I have a routine on short game where I'll have probably 2 or 3 practice swings to feel the idea of the club that I've chosen, what I believe is now the correct power to get the desired result that I want. So now we've used the see and the feel. Okay, and the last one, the hear, is the thing everybody says after they've played a shot. God, didn't that sound great, or didn't that sound terrible? Is draw on those good experiences of what it sounded like when you played it correctly. And the great thing is, as soon as you start to draw on those 3 things, you become really focused on what you're going to do. Okay, and also then it starts to create an idea in your mind of how to set up to the ball, the length of swing, the idea of the shot that you're going to play. Now obviously if you're new to golf, you need to develop those skills, you need to develop those experiences. But if you are somebody who's played golf, let's say for 10 years, you've probably hit a lot of good pitch shots in your life. So you've got to draw on them. Okay, that is really important. You can do this for every golf shot. We're just focusing today on how you can get that mental edge on your opponents from this position. So let's play 3 shots. Again, I'm just drawing on experience. People say to me, how far do you take the club back? Do you want the honest truth? I have no idea. And I know people look at that and go, well, have you not got the clock face idea? Do you not use this idea? 100% no. It's all about feel. It's all about sensing what I do. And if I do that and I let that happen, then the swing becomes more flowing. So I know from here, I don't need as big a stance as normal, so I can go about probably 3/4 width of stance. I want to play the ball middle to slightly back in my stance. I want to feel a little bit of weight on my left side. These are all things that I've done through years and years of playing this game, and then I'm just going to go through experience. My eyes draw on to where I think I should land the ball and land the ball into that situation. Let's see what we get. Okay, so, and it's always quite interesting when you you play a shot like that. And my first shot there, what would be a good shot? Well, anything inside a flagstick length, I would be over the moon. And that's probably ended up about that distance. Okay, about 6-7 feet from the hole. And it's interesting sometimes when you practice that first shot, because you're clear in your mind and you're not letting anything sort of decide how you're going to play it, you tend to play it pretty well. And then as you go on, because that was good, do you now start to think, well, what have I technically got to do now to make it better? Nothing. The key word to that is nothing. Do the same thing again. Okay, get the sensation of the shot from there. Okay, gone a little bit right on this one because the last one was a little bit left of the flag. And I've overdone it slightly, okay? Now that was my experience, not telling myself to do it, but when I looked at the shot, it's a good result, the first one, and it's probably, as I said, about 6 feet away. The second one has ended up probably around about 18 feet away. So I'm okay with that. From this position, if I get down in 3, I'm very happy. If I get down in 2, I'm over the moon. But what I did was, because I saw that close to the left edge, my subconscious aim further right. It was the safer shot, but I've ended up 3 times further away. So now I've just got to go with my experience again. Just let those things happen. Set up to the shot. Trust it. Play it. And that's, I like that line. And that's probably ended up about somewhere in the middle, around about 12 feet from my intended target. So you can see the idea of the shot, what we're looking to do. But see the shot clearly. When you arrive at it, use your experiences. You're arriving at that ball, getting the distance, you're putting the bag down or you're stopping the trolley. Start to see the shot, work out what you're going to do. Okay, and that's really important as you go through those shots to get the idea of what you're going to do. Now for me, what we're going to do, just on all of these shots that we're going to play, I'm going to play another 3 shots into the green, but we're going to put the camera on the green so you can see how the ball reacts and you start to get some idea. I'm using a gap wedge, I'm using a 52 degree, okay, I didn't mention that at the start because again, it's what you feel, what you sense at the start of your shot. But let's play 3 more shots onto the green so you can see the reaction of the ball and again, watch it all the time. So you're learning, so that experience allows you to see, hear, feel that shot again if you get it later on in the round. So here's our second shot, and as we said, we practice from perfect positions. We're not going to show you that today. The whole idea of today's lesson is to get that mental edge. So when you get into positions that you're not comfortable with, you draw on previous experiences to help you play them better. So we played the chip from 50 yards down the green. Let's imagine we've gone over the green and this is where we've ended up. And this is always an important thing. We're playing from below the flag. And I always say to my golfers, okay, when you hit the ball onto the green, how is the ball going to react? Is it going to tend to react normally? Will it maybe stop quicker than normal or run on? And I'm always amazed. I would say 80% and higher say, well, I'm chipping from below the green, it will stop quicker. 100%, that isn't going to happen. Okay, if you are chipping from below the green, the ball will run on. So let's explain that. If you think about it logically, if I've got a lob wedge here, the bank in front of me, I could take a plank of wood and that will probably go literally to just over my head. So that bank in front of me is 6 foot tall. Okay, and what's going to happen is, because I'm playing up to that green, so the green's up there and I'm playing from there, I'm going up, I'm going to lose 6 foot of drop. And that drop is the key thing that's going to allow my ball to stop. So the ball is actually going to come in lower and run on. So whenever you're below the green, the ball will run on. But again, I know that. I've done this for over 40 years. So my brain automatically arrives here and then says, okay, what have I got to work out? Okay, number 1, lie's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. You're not expecting it to be brilliant. Let's go up the bank. And this is what people see, because when you're down there, all you see is half the flag. So your brain says, I've got to just get up onto the green. But actually, here's the important bit. And if you're walking from the fairway, down to that ball. Don't have your head down. Use your experience to say, how much green have I got to play with? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 paces. So we've got 25 feet of green to work with. So straight away now, I don't want to look at this bit, just get on there, because the chances I'll underhit it, run down the slope. So we're going to use one of my rules, 2-step rule. At least land it 2 steps on. Well, that's still 8 paces, okay? The ball will run on, so if I'm looking for the perfect shot, then that's probably where I've got to land it. But what would be a good result for here for a single figure golfer? Get it down in 3, okay? Give yourself a good chance of getting down in 2. So here's another one of my real gripes. Golfers don't like to get the ball past the hole. But we know from where we chipped onto the green at the start, I've probably got at least 40 feet of green the other side of the hole. So what would be a good result? 10 feet would be great. So don't be scared to go 10 foot past. So now you've got to use your experience to work out what to do. Again, it's see, hear, feel the shot. From previous experiences, what does the shot look like? Well, I've chosen a lob wedge because I need to get more height than normal, because I'm going to lose 6 foot of drop. So that's the reason I've chosen this club. I've got the skills. I'd probably even open that up a little bit more. That's me. That's my experience. That's my feeling of the shot. Okay? And then I trust that idea to get the feel of the shot up onto the green. Well, I'm going to have a little look at that, because I don't think I can play that any better. I reckon I'm 4 feet from the hole. I'll be over the moon with that result, right? These 2 balls are just chucked down. I'm not going to make the lie better, because I'm sure that's what you think we do a lot on our videos to make us be playing better shots. So I just chucked them on the ground earlier. I haven't moved them from when they've been there. Let's go again. I like that. So if I'm practicing it, do it again. Okay, have the confidence. In my mind, open it up. So what I've done with my stance, I've opened my stance a little bit. My feet, it looks like the ball now is playing a little bit closer to my front foot. It's not. It's the illusion of where my feet are open. So it's still pretty central. A little bit of weight left side. And if anything, I've probably played that one a little bit too well. I've slid right underneath it. But I'd still say I'm probably 8 feet away. Still good. Let's play the last one. This one's the worst lie of the lot. So 10 foot past is good. Drop that in, and I reckon that's probably inside 4 feet again. So that's the importance. Again, I've drawn on my experience. We've given you an idea of what to do when you're below the green. The ball will generally run on. Use a club with more loft if you can. Can't take it, and a lot of you go, I'd use a hybrid here and run up it. Well, that bank is sodden wet. It's not going to run up there. I need to land this ball on the green. But let's play another 3 shots. You can see the results on the green. So here's our 3rd shot, and we're just going to make it a lot of fun. So we've put a tree in our way. We've got about 40 yards to go. We've got the ladies' 17th tee box. We're in light rough. It's not a great shot, but it's what we've got to practice. It's shots you're going to get. So really important. Again, now draw on those experiences. You've got something to go over. What have you used before to get over that tree? Okay, it might be a sand iron. It might be a lob wedge. Know your skill level. Okay, if you look at it and that doesn't excite you, play out that way. But we're here to practice. So the whole idea of this shot is to get the feeling of the shot, because you're going to get them. It doesn't matter how good you are. Watch the guys on TV. They're in trouble regularly. Even if they win the tournament, there's never 72 perfect holes. They get into trouble. It's how they get out of trouble. Okay, so really important to look at this and think, well, what would be a good result? Well, it's the same flag. We know from that angle it's cut tight there. We're coming in at that angle. So the sensible play would actually be to go right over the middle of this tree and play to the fat part of the green, the middle of the green. Okay, yes, I've got less tree to go if I go at the flag, but if I miss this, Left of it, I'm going to hit another tree, or I'm going to hit the bank and go down. So again, it's just experience. It's what's a clever play. Get down in 3 from here. This is a position I could be in. This is the par 5 7th. I could easily be here in 2. A 5's still a good score. I'll take a 5 from here. So I'm going to play the first one again. Get the feel of the shot. Okay, a little bit like the first shot, okay, but I went with a gap wedge there. I'm now going with a sand wedge. So I need a little bit more of a swing, but that's the good thing. Give me a little bit more energy to get up and over the tree. So my stance is a little bit wider, still quite central, a little bit of weight left side. We're over the tree. Are we on the green? Good, so I look at that. I'm probably, if I'd gone at the flag, I would have hit that bank and run away. So I need a little bit more distance. So again, just experience, let your instinct take over. I only probably need to hit this ball 5 yards further, okay? So let your instincts take over. And actually where that ball has ended up, that I can see on the green, is now a really good thing. If I can land over that ball, I know with the club that I've got, if I hit it correctly, it will stop. That's not the issue. So same idea, a little bit wider stance, nice fullish swing. Yep, that's over the tree again, that's the goal. Amazingly, it's literally in the same position. And as we said earlier, it's very easy sometimes to overcompensate, but sometimes you get the feel of a shot and you repeat it exactly the same. It's not a bad thing. It shows what your instinct is. They're not bad results. I'm probably 25 feet away. That's a little bit further than I'd like, but they're okay. All right, now, let's see if we can do better. So let's see if we can get it a little bit further onto the green. Yeah, that sounded better. Really good. Now again, back to that see here feel. It sounded really good. It sounded like I got it a little bit more solid off the club face. The other two, I got the height, but it sounded a bit what I call clean. Didn't really, like I got into the back of the ball. End result with that one, I'm half the distance away. And if I'd gone at the flag, I reckon I'd have been right on top of that flag. So that's the key thing. But again, let's show you the results. Let's play 3 more shots. Play them into the green, show you how the ball's reacting. Now we've got this tree in the way. So here's our 4th shot, and it's probably one of those ones I think most golfers hate the most, and it's that shot. We got not a great lie, winter golf. We're going over a bunker and we've got very little green to work with. Okay, I hope the sound's coming through okay. We're right near the entrance to the golf course here, so we may have a few cars that you might hear in the background. But again, it's that experience. So look at the lie, okay? See it, see what's in front of you. Look around you, there's a little bit of an overhanging tree. Is that going to be a factor? We've got the bunker, and then we've probably got about 20 feet of green before the flag, and then we've got about 10 feet of green behind it. Now this is all about your confidence. This is all about that experience. What can I do? Okay, I've got the confidence I can go for that flag. If you look at this and you think, well, what would be a good result? Getting down in 3 would be very good. Play to the fat part of the green. Again, you saw with my shots on the last hole over the tree, when I did the 3 extra shots, they weren't quite as good as the original 3. 2 of them were lovely on line. I took a little bit more of a gamble and went for it, but they ended up off the green. So again, from experience, what I'd learned from that is make sure I went to the fat part of the green. But we're having a bit of fun today. We're having a little bit of working out what we can and can't do. And that's how you got to develop the skills. Okay, so I know my lob wedge won't hit these trees above me. It'll give me enough height to get over the bunker. Okay, a little bit like the shot I played earlier where I was coming from below the green. I've got the confidence to lay the club open, play the ball pretty central in my stance, little open stance, feel the shot. A little bit of weight left side, slide the club under. Now that was interesting. I mean, that's going to end up about 2.5 feet from the hole. But what was interesting, the first thing I said, which I don't know if the camera picked this up, I said, I'm not going to hit the tree, and I actually hit the tip of the branch. Now that just shows I probably couldn't have played that shot any better than I did, and I got the elevation and brilliant. Okay, now because it literally just clipped, I don't think I'm going to hit the bigger branches, so I'm not going to change a thing. I'm going to trust myself to go at it. I mean, I've got it within 2.5 feet of the hole. I'm jumping for joy. So experience was good. See the shot, feel the shot, so sense that swing, hear the sound. It's on line again, and that one's probably gone about 6 feet past. Okay, let's just get rid of the thing there. We're going to play it from that lie. It's not great, but it's winter. Okay, that's the fun of it. If you can start to execute these in this position, if you're playing a match play game against your opponent, psychologically you could beat him up here. Again, that's that mental edge. Get that mental edge. Be confident in what you're doing. Again, if that gets a nice bounce, yeah, we're around about that position. So the result-wise, they're the 3 best shots that I've played. But as we've done with the other shots, this puts a little bit of pressure on me. Let's do another 3 shots, and then we'll do a recap of what we've done today. So let's do a recap on today's video. It's all about using those experiences. It's all about getting that mental edge when you're inside 50 yards. And it's all about practicing the different shots. We've created 4 completely different shots. And hopefully what you've seen through my video today, when I've played the extra shots, some were better, some were worse. Okay? And that's quite an important thing to understand. We're only human beings. Learn from what's going on. And that's the biggest thing for me. That's what I've enjoyed the most about doing this video today, is I've actually shown you 6 different shots to each particular hole. And it was interesting because we talk about the mental edge. When I played the second set of shots, because I knew you're going to be seeing the end results a lot better than the original shots, I did feel a little bit of nervousness in me, okay? And a couple of the shots then, because of that, I say by my very last shot, because I'd played the other 2 pretty well, suddenly it became a little bit edgy. And that just shows, no matter what level you play to, you get that. Sometimes it makes you focus better, sometimes it makes you play a little bit worse. Some of the shots today have been better, some have been worse. So I think below the green, I think I played better shots. Over the tree and over that bunker, probably a little bit worse. But the idea of the video is, as I said, get that mental edge. See, hear, feel the shot. The more you do that, the better you're going to be at this game, and draw on those experiences to get the results you want. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you soon.